What's up guys, welcome to No Excuse for Abuse. And joining us today are two very special guests. We have Mariam, who is a makeup and fashion blogger, and we have Chris, who is a celebrity psychic. Tell us a bit about it. How are you doing guys?
I'm good, I'm a little bit late, but I'm here. I'm here.
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah.
Really well, thanks for coming on today. And you both have such different, unique stories that I want to dig into. You come from different backgrounds. You want to talk about something that's involving in the racial genre, and you have something that's just I've never even heard of before. So that's where I want to start with. How did you become a celebrity psychic?
Do you know what? It's not something that I chose to do. I just grew up seeing things about people, knowing things about people, predicting things as a child, like such and such is going to have a baby, or that's going to happen, and gradually over time, I think at first people didn't really believe what I was saying, but as this stuff was happening, my family couldn't really not believe it, to be honest. Never thought that I would do it as I do now. Never thought I would have clients, celebrities, influencers, or do readings all over the world. I wanted to be cabin crew. I wanted to travel the world. I didn't ever think this was going to be like my full-time job. So it's just something that I've gone with, really.
Yeah, I mean, what age were you when you realised you had this?
The main thing happened. I was about 9 years old. So my younger brother's 17. So now I would have been 9. We got broken into. We lived in the countryside, really out of the way. And I knew the night before, it was like a little voice in my head said to me, go and knock the front door. And we had like one of those slide across latches. And my mum was heavily pregnant at the time with my younger brother. And someone was booting the door in at 2 a.m. and all the locks came off but the latch, so the latch stopped them getting in. So like it was crazy. It was crazy. And I kept saying, Mum, like this person's not far away. It's like, what do you mean? I'm like, they're not far away, they're not far away. Well, about 4 years later, comes to light that he was actually someone who was at the pub, where he was our neighbour, and he got frustrated and couldn't get the key in and started just booting the door to the neighbour. But he was at the pub, which is at the corner of the road. So it was just crazy, it was crazy. So that's it's, and from that age, family, friends, and people would come to me and ask me questions and things that were happening and coming true. And then it got to a point where, by the age of 15, 16, it started to get much more detailed, that I was getting like names and stuff that you just could not make up. And I thought, I need to learn about this. Like, I need to go and see someone that knows what they're doing. I thought I was going mental,
Quick question. Ibiza 2021, yes or no? Is it happening?
Again.
Ibiza 2021, is it happening?
Oh yeah.
Good man.
I hope so.
Thank God.
I really do.
ready.
You can see it, can't you?
If a psychic's confirmed it, it must be.
So yeah, I mean, about the abuse really, you've obviously taken a lot of stick. I've spoke to you privately on Instagram, well, on WhatsApp and...
Yeah, I think what I do is one thing that attracts some negativity, because it's not everyone's cup of tea. I totally get it. I'm 26, I'm a medium, I'm a psychic, I do readings, it's not normal, I know. And I'm quite prepared for a bit of negativity. I don't believe in it, I'm skeptical, whatever, but it gets personal. Yeah. People take it too far. We shouldn't even have to have these conversations. It shouldn't even be something that we're talking about right now. It should be not even existing.
So what baffles me is what you do is so fascinating. So why would someone want to abuse that? What kind of things do they say?
It could be anything from, say, my job, my work. It can be where I live, what I have, the car I drive, everything and anything that they can get at, they will get at. The main thing I think is sexuality, which I'm quite open about, always have been. But it gets so bad of things that you don't even want to repeat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does it bother you?
Sometimes, yeah. I wouldn't sit here and say it doesn't bother me, because it does. Sometimes it's like water off a duck's back, and other times it does get to me, and I think the thing is with it is it makes people depressed, it makes people ill, it makes people take their own life. And it's a real shame that it's still going on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How have you learned to handle it over the years from what you do?
I try and ignore it as much as I can, and it's so easy for people to say block them, don't answer them, don't retaliate because you're giving them what they want, and that is so easy for people to say that. But it depends on how I'm feeling at the time.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling great and I'm loving life, it doesn't bother me. If I'm having a bit of a down day and I really hate message, I'm even more down than I was.
Yeah,
So
I get that. It's like, you know.
It's how you're feeling.
how
I
you're
think
feeling
it
on
makes
the day.
such a difference, exactly. And sometimes you don't retaliate, you don't feel like saying anything, you're quite happy to block it and let it go. And other times not. So it's...
I think the more energy I have at that particular time, if I'm full of energy and I'm in a good mood, then I'll call them out and I'll be like, right. And I'll do it in a nice way.
Oh yeah, not in a horrible way, because then you're on their level, and I think, you know, these people, I think, have issues within themselves and issues within their own life that they have to project onto you. And that's not their energy. And to me, energy, you give off what you receive at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You put positivity out there, that's what you're going to get. If you're going to go around being hateful, negative.
Exactly that.
I think a lot of people don't even realise that they say things not thinking you're actually going to respond as well. So I think it's like a 50-50. You can either ignore it, or sometimes when you do have time, it's like, give it a little bit back. Like you have to. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't take disrespect in any job you do. If you were in a post office, if you're in retail, if someone was rude to you on tills, what are you going to do? You're not going to take it. You
they wouldn't do it, would they?
So no, so every now and again, I think it's good to just let them know, like, I'm not an idiot. Like, you're not going to take me for an idiot just because of my job. Do you know what I mean?
But like you say, I think they don't expect you to answer.
Yeah, they don't. I think it's really shocking when you actually respond to them. They're like, wait, what? Yeah. Because I've had a couple of DMs before, and by just responding on Instagram, like they're just like very apologetic because they don't think you're actually going to see it. So yeah.
Some of them are full of apologies, and
you're like, where?
Why, you know, before, so I call people out and then they apologise.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But would they apologise if they didn't? No, never.
No.
Hardly ever anyway, but yeah.
But I think it just takes one time they do it to someone and it's in a really bad place. And I've been there myself.
Exactly that.
You know, a few years back, I remember sitting in bed for about 5 days. Didn't want to get out of bed, didn't want to be here, you know, and because of trolling and because of videos online about me, because of, and social media websites are absolutely useless, and I'll say that quite openly. I think that you know, you report things, they don't get taken down. You report videos, they're not against their community standards. You put my name in online, there's hundreds of fake profiles with my picture, with my photograph, and pictures of my family, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's interesting you said that. One thing that Wayne's always said since we started this whole campaign on every podcast is, it's not so much about him, it's about how it affects his family.
Yeah.
Obviously it affects you. How's it affected your family?
Affect people with less mental health strength than I have, you know. So, sorry. And my family, obviously,
Yeah, I think when they take pictures of you and pictures of your family and post them, you know, if you've lost someone, like my great nan passed away, someone had taken a photograph of her, obviously with what I do, sending people messages saying that it's my spirit guide, that's my nan that's just passed away. It's just, something has to be done, doesn't it? Which I think is so good that you've brought this together and you're trying to make a difference and get people to talk about it that have an influence.
Yeah, we're trying.
It's so important.
That's why we're doing it, and that's why we're getting such a diverse, you know, range of people from different areas, different demographics to share different experiences and tell their story. Because then more eyes will open and go, wow, they even though they're all different, they've all got the same problem. You've all got platforms. You've all, you know, created, you know, whether it's a career out of your talent or your skill, and you're not doing anything wrong.
No.
You're just being judged by other people's opinions, and it's affecting you personally and your family. So, Mariam, let's talk about yours. Obviously, you said that you've had issues in the past that are involved in race.
Yeah.
That's something I don't think we've, you know, dug too deep into yet in this podcast. So I'll let you run with it.
So basically, I was in a relationship about 2-3 years ago now, so it's been a while. And one thing that I kind of like realized was not everyone was kind of over the fact that I was black and he was white. So on my end, I would get a lot of abuse, just like racial comments and just really nasty comments and things where like I was basically less worthy, like I shouldn't have been with him, like it just didn't make sense kind of thing. So from that, it is very detrimental. It's just stressful. You get so much anxiety, like even posting with him, I'd get so stressed out and so anxious, like, oh my God, I'm waiting for someone to say something, or you just think of the worst, and it's just such a long lasting effect because it kind of starts to hinder your work. You don't want to do what you love doing because you are worried like, oh, people are going to say something or be rude. And yeah, it's just unnecessary. I just find it so unnecessary. I think it kind of makes me realize, oh my God, people are still that ignorant, you know? So
was this on your YouTube or was it just randoms? Or
YouTube, Instagram. My main platforms are YouTube and Instagram, so that's where it's the most public. Like Snapchat, I'm quite private on my Snapchat. It's probably the least you'll see me like promoting anything or doing work. I'm so like myself, like with my friends and family. But like my public platforms, Instagram and YouTube. That's when I had the most like hate from just being in an interracial relationship. So
it's so bad though, isn't it? Because you feel like you don't want to post.
Yeah, I get so, even right now, like I get really anxious sometimes posting because there's always someone trying to find a fault in everything. And I think with my job is very like beauty orientated. So it's about always like your appearance, how you look. So you're constantly double checking everything, and then you're always waiting for someone to say something. So it's always like that. I get sometimes very anxious thinking, oh, I'm not sure, it might cause something, or someone might see something that I don't see. It's weird. It's such a weird mindset you like put yourself in.
It's so interesting hearing you say that. I've started to see a trend now every episode, Wayne. Like even Chloe was saying, like she never had insecurities until people started telling her, oh, you need a boob job, you need this. And then it makes her think, I need one.
Thing is, though, it's like your mind's a powerful thing. So if someone says to you, that top's not nice you've got on, if 10 people say it, you're going to start thinking, oh,
it's not,
you know, my hair doesn't look good. It's like it gets in your head.
Yeah.
That's unfortunately what these trolls do.
Yeah. It's crazy because sometimes I'm like, my friends will say to me like, oh, Maz, but it's like only like 2 people, but it's so crazy how those 2 people can, I'll be literally smiling, going like this, like replying back, because I love to interact with my followers. So I think it's really important. So I like going on my comments to interact with them. But then it takes that one, it's so mad that one person can just make you from smiling to be like this, and you're finding like, oh my God. And then you question something and you think, oh my God, is that what everyone else is thinking? It puts you in a state of just paranoia, and it does make you, you just get so insecure. You can go from being a confident person to being someone that literally doesn't even showcase what they're like, you know, when you have so much to show to the world, you kind of hinder yourself because you're that concerned about people's reaction. It's hard sometimes.
The thing is, it makes you need people's approval when you don't in life.
Yeah, definitely,
And it's like
going back to your previous relationship, you know, my previous relationship was the same thing.
Oh, really?
Because she was a lot younger than me.
Yeah.
And we got a hell of a lot of love, but we got a lot of hate. And so that affected Danielle by the way she posted and stuff like that. She's like scared to post and this, that, the other, and that.
Yeah.
You know, it was it's tough because like, you know, it's just like, why do these people just bombard you? I mean, if it's on Twitter, for example, you know, then if the wrong person needs to retweet my tweet, then it will go across.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Place.
Yeah.
It will just go everywhere and it will get viral. And
yeah.
Like, wow, you know, what have we done wrong here?
It's crazy. It's mad what one person's tweet or one person's comment can do, because it can just trend. Crazy. And my fear is I don't want to trend on Twitter. I do not, especially when it's something bad.
I trended 4 times this summer.
Oh my God.
4 times.
Your anxiety.
I trended for 48 hours in the UK.
Oh wow.
For posting a video pushing girls in the pool. But it was from an old dating show, and we recreated it. It was funny. All the girls were, you know, fully grown women, 25, 30 year old. And one person picked it up on Twitter. She had a lot of followers, and she was like, felt it was a feminism thing, and you know, I wasn't pushing him by the tits, I was pushing him by the chest. You know, it was funny. Just one person
blown it out of proportion.
Bang, it went trending for 48 hours.
Do you feel like people are? I was saying it to my friend the other day. I was like, do you guys think that people are like outraged for the sake of being outraged, because you know, like before, not everyone we didn't all have a voice, you know. The social media gives us a voice, whether it's through pictures, tweeting, whatever you do. Do you feel like people now, because they have this voice, they have this moment to like feel important? Like, you know, when you comment, you just feel like, I've said this.
No,
you feel
that's
like
exactly
people
it.
are actually just outraged to be outraged because they can be outraged because they've got a platform to do so.
Do you know what it is? When people aren't the main post of a picture or a video, they think, oh, well, if I say something bold, I might be the top comment.
Yeah.
I might get the most likes on my comment. That's their chance to be in the limelight.
Yeah.
Do you know what? There was someone a few weeks ago. It was like something like, put your head in a bag and tie a rope around your neck. And I posted it on Facebook, and it was like, tie a bag around your head and put a rope around your neck and hang yourself.
So that's you.
For what?
Nothing. So I posted it on Facebook. And like you say, Wayne, I don't normally post people, trolls, I don't, but I did. And I screenshotted and I posted it. I went on the profile and the person had a name, picture, said where she worked. So I put it up, and within like 10 minutes, there was like 2,000 likes, and people were saying, I've messaged this company. And when I got in touch with the company she worked at that she didn't work for, they were like, we've had hundreds of messages, hundreds today.
Oh, wow.
Like, you know, about this person.
Wow.
But and basically then she said, she carried on messaging me under another profile on Instagram because she was blocked on Facebook. And as that often happens. And then she was like, I just done it for attention. I just done it for you to post it because I thought it was funny.
Wow.
I said, but that is not funny, like saying to someone, go and kill yourself.
It's so weird. Like when I see them comments, I'm just like I get, you know, people get private account. I have a private account just to you know, whatever. But to actually have one that you comment, hate, is a bit weird. I just find it so weird. I always wonder, like, why? Who does that? Who has the time?
The thing is, I always say, you're never always going to understand people. The same in anything in your life. You're always going to understand why someone treats you a certain way or why someone behaves a certain way. And I know within me, and I'm sure you guys do too, within you, but I know I'm a good person and I'm a kind person and I want to share love. And, you know, I would never, ever look at someone and think a horrible thing or, you know, or even look at an Instagram post and think, oh, well, you don't look right or this or that.
Yeah.
I just would not have that within me and who I am.
So,
has it made you a lot more cautious now about what you want to post? Has it made you feel worried about how you
I suppose, like, when I moved into my first house in November, I put a picture of it as you could, like, you know, you do. It's something, it was a goal for me to get my first home and put a picture, and within like that night, someone's DMing me, I'm coming to your house to kick your head in.
What the hell?
You know, and sending me pictures of like, you know, new developments, not where I live, but very close by, within like 10 minutes, just the wrong development. But, you know, and now I think I can't post a picture of my house. I can't post a picture of my car.
Yeah.
I don't want people seeing my number plate.
Yeah.
I don't want people, you know, you are conscious.
Yeah.
Because you never know who's out there. You never know who's online behind these profiles, you know?
And that's so messed up that they have the power to see you through your social media and your life and get an insight into who you are, where you are, what you do, and then you take that to the police.
But they get so involved.
Yeah, I was literally like, I've seen a couple of people that their house has been burgled, and I feel like it's because obviously, you know, people were very open, you know, social media, because we're doing, you think that I'm just being myself and I'm just sharing it with people. You don't think what I'm doing would offend someone or who I am would make someone so angry. So it's when you actually realize, oh my God, I can just be living my best life and it's actually making someone else angry. You can't even post your area. Like, I get really paranoid about posting.
So bad though, isn't it?
Because
you should be able
to
post what, you know, I mean, even walking down the street, people will know what town you're in probably by looking at you. You know, you're just conscious all the time of, and I say, you know, it's my family, like, don't say on my live where I live or where I am, or, you know.
Do you know what? I'm sorry, but I was saying, like, I feel like it's because Instagram isn't, or social media isn't so much like how Facebook was before. You know, Facebook, when I think of Facebook as somewhere like, I got rid of loads of friends that I didn't know. It was just friends from school. And that is something that you can see people's kids, you see people grow up. And that's what I feel like, oh, this is what social media should really be like.
Supposed to be for.
This is what we originally signed up for, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but now with obviously Instagram, people are making money off it, YouTube people are making money off it, is a job. And we see more glamorous stuff on Instagram. You know, we see all materialistic stuff. So I think it does make people feel like, oh my gosh, I know that person makes me angry. Like how they're getting all this money, how they doing this. So I definitely feel like because of that, that's why it's caused so much hate from just like a lot of people. That's how I see it. It's not, you don't see what you're used to. You see other people maybe doing well.
Yeah.
That's not the normal well, you know, having kids and stuff like that, which is what I guess the norm is, have kids, settle down. It's more than that now. And I feel like some people see it as, oh, you know, I don't like that, so I'm going to be mean to this person.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Wayne, I've got a question for you. Like, so, you know, we've started this because it all came from, you know, press articles, and you've had this for years. But what about the troll side of it? Do you feel like you understand the trolls more? Like, I know you still feel passion, angry and sad, but do you feel like you understand why they do it now a bit more?
I don't think we as what I'd call normal people, nice, happy, kind people, will ever understand why and the reason they do it. But I've said I'd love to get a troll onto this show and speak about them, you know, a reformed one if you like, you know, hide their identity and hide their voice and find out really why they do it, you know, because some of them just open accounts just to troll, just to abuse people, just to upset people's lives because they're doing well, you know. It's like, so yeah.
And you think you want to help them, you want to understand what they've been through. It's almost like you feel like they've come from a place of anger and they need help. Some other people think they're just trying to. Some people think it's a game.
That's why exactly why I want to get someone on there, you know, or because to find out what is it, you know, everyone's got a different story, you know. People have got different reasons to do what they do, but there must be underlying issues from their past, whatever, you know, why they can't accept other people having success, you know, stuff like that. It's just so broad, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? How do you think it should be addressed? Because we always end on this kind of the debate when we get towards the end of every episode. We ask, you know, should it be up to the social media? Should it be up to the education system? But you know, you both got platforms. You're both doing well. You both get it in different ways. Let's start with you. You know, how do you think this should be addressed?
I mean, I agree with Wayne that I think that the abuse and the mindset of these people comes from probably trauma. So I think a lot of these people are hurting in life in some way. And can't probably accept something in their life, so they've got to project their energy onto someone else. My opinion is I think that the support of social networking is shocking.
Terrible.
My own experience, I report profiles day in, day out that don't get removed.
Yeah.
I've had pictures of me, as I said earlier, with my name and my photograph clearly using my name and my business that don't get removed and are not against Facebook community standards. I shared a troll post that I mentioned earlier last week. That got reported and I got a 24-hour ban.
You did?
For sharing a troll.
What?
Yeah. All I did was share what they'd sent me.
How'd you get a ban for that?
I have no idea. So I feel like it is the responsibility of social media. And like I say, I think it's a shame that you have to even talk about this because it shouldn't even be a thing.
Yeah.
You know, I've noticed that I think Instagram, I don't know about you, but sometimes if you comment or if you've put like certain words, it starts to filter and it will say like edit comment. And sometimes they're not even relevant or they're not even like, you know, there's no reason for you to change it, but it's started to pick up on some words. So hopefully I think they're starting to do something. But with the fake profiles and reporting the fake profiles, I've had police involved numerous times.
Oh, wow.
You know, they've been to people's houses and one very recently who said, I don't know who Chris is, I've never heard of him, but had been sending me messages for months, abusive messages. And, you know, because they couldn't trace the phone that the person was on, it was on 4G, they got away with it. But what I say is I can drive down the road at 33 miles an hour and 30 and get a speeding fine. But I couldn't send abusive comments and tell someone to take their own life and get away with it.
Yeah.
Work that out.
But that's so much more damaging to people's lives, likelihood, mental health. And yet that's so easier to
I'm not disputing a car speeding fine for any moment, but
no, of course.
To me it's just as serious, you know, it's that is taken so seriously because I think there's money involved. That's what I think because you're paying a fine, it's to me, that's just what I feel. I know we've all got very different views, but I really think very strongly that comments, etc., you know, bad comments, you know, they get a lot of
sharing and this, that, and the other. That's creating.
yeah.
That's creating money for these social media.
Yeah.
Because it's interaction and it's just madness.
I mean, you look at how you say you've been trending 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
You know, you've got on the trending, and then people are on there. You know, they're commenting and they're
That's it.
retweeting
Yeah.
and they're sharing.
Yeah.
You know, a little video that you've done for a
Yeah.
laugh, that you know has become something else that's blown out of proportion.
It's now
Yeah.
giving people more,
Well, yeah.
you know,
And
time.
you're the one at the end of it that's suffering.
Yeah.
When it's made up something it's not. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah, that's the
completely
worst
wrong.
thing.
And I hope that, you know, in a year's time, hopefully, we can go on Instagram and we
You're
have
exactly
to put,
right. I wonder
we have to
how.
put ID.
I wonder,
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you know, the day will come. I hope
coming
that we
soon.
go online and we
Has
have
to.
to put ID. And I think that because we're online, and I wouldn't say I'm an influencer, but you definitely are what you do. But because you're an influencer, it's like you're expected to take it.
Yeah.
It's like because you do makeup, because you've got this profile and this following,
Yeah.
that you have to accept
Take-
abuse and you have
definitely.
to accept hate and you have to
Yeah.
accept racism or whatever. And it's just
It's
so
weird.
messed up.
Obviously, you understand with every job, like you're not gonna have 100% perfect like customer service or just feedback. I understand that, but when it does get to a stage where it's just bombarding and it's actually affecting you, then there should be like more of a tougher action made. Like I will give it to Instagram. You can put like words that you don't want to see. So there's certain words I just, anytime they put that word in, I just basically, they can't put that word anymore, so they can comment it, but I won't see it. So that helps massively.
That's good.
But when it does come to a state of like bombarding, and I do feel like, I don't know if you know about blogs and like newspaper articles, they make it so worse. Like I was really open before on YouTube, like so open, like anything I wanted to do, I didn't care, I would say it. But when like you have blogs picking up things, they'll take like a section of your video, not obviously the audience watching the whole video, but then they'll run with it, and you've got this whole community of the blog, like mean blogs, having some opinion of you, and you're just like, oh my god, like if you watched the whole video, you'd have known. Like if you were like a real supporter or a real, do you know what I mean, subscriber, you would.
I mean, is there one?
Yeah.
I think there's one called something like Tattle.
Oh, I
Tattle
don't.
or something.
Tattle, yeah.
Someone was telling me
I
about.
spoke about that.
And I've been on it once to see what it was, but you've got like people on there that have made an account
Yeah.
to write about.
That's what it's about.
That's
what
sad.
it's
You know, and
it's
I
a forum,
think,
isn't it? So
Yeah.
you're right, �W𝐚�0 in, and then everyone will start abusing me.
Yeah.
Because they're there to abuse. That's
Yeah.
what they want to do. That's why they join that that
people
website.
that don't like you,
Did you see it?
basically, that's how it is.
yeah, so because
I've never seen
like
it.
Google,
but
we get like alerts. So when there's like an article with my name,
Really?
yeah, you can set that.
Oh,
Yeah,
sick.
yeah, and I think that's how I found something. But then someone mentioned to me recently, a friend of mine, that had been on it and just couldn't believe what she was looking at. I was like, let me have a look, and I
Yeah.
couldn't even believe it exists.
Yeah.
yeah, I won't.
You don't know until when someone like, literally I remember one time like, I didn't even know I was people talking, but my friend sent me a tweet and I was thinking, oh god, and then obviously I searched my name and I saw people tweeting and I was thinking, oh, and my heart went like you know your day just go good and you see like, oh damn, it's just a mad feeling, isn't it? Like,
Yes.
You know, so
What
that's
do you find when you report the profiles? Like, when you report them, what do you find? Do you find it comes back that, so when Instagram, for example, I find reporting them, they're still there.
yeah,
I think
has to be a massive amount of
my
people.
PA Dave does all that, and I think they're pretty good now, to be honest. If it's got a picture of you, is that right, Dave? If it's got a picture of you or they're impersonating you, then they'll take it down
Yeah.
straight away, pretty much. I think.
But if someone's putting in the chat, if someone's saying things like I've reported messages, because you can report the chat or report the account, and I've reported the chat where it said like take your own life and hang yourself, and they've still been up there days later.
That's mad.
That's crazy. Like that's really
Yeah.
mean. Like I haven't had anything like kill. Like that's. I think saying that to someone is
Do you know,
the,
I
is
even
the
had
complete worst.
someone say to me things like, you've got HIV, you've got AIDS, you've got this, you've got that, and they were sending me full-on porn videos on Instagram DM that I recorded them all to show the police. The things with the police is that, like I said earlier, they struggle to track. Sometimes people, you know, it's like a conversation an officer had recently was that basically he'd gone to a person's house, interviewed them, knew that they'd done it, but they were saying that they'd been hacked and they couldn't prove. And I just think it's it should just be, end up like.
It just comes down to, I say it every podcast, but making people identifiable. You know, Thierry Henry today, he's come off social media. He's got millions of followers because he said he won't go back on until people are identifiable. You know, for racial abuse and this, that, the other. You know,
maybe I think everyone should start doing that. Coming
Yeah,
off,
just
like doing a
coming off.
social media blackout day or something where
Just deactivate.
everyone's off for a day and it's all to ID.
I think that'd be
That's
really
a great
powerful, wouldn't it?
idea.
That'd be
That's a really
really
good idea.
good, actually.
Let's lead that.
It's such a catch-22 because we live in a generation that are so obsessed and addicted to social media that I can't see people taking a stand to unite as one to go against the bad side of it because they're obsessed with just being on it all the time.
I think that might be a good idea, really. Everyone, you know, as many people goes off for a day, you know, and
To make the execs realise.
post something.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. No
A
one
trend of
posts.
some kind.
Like,
Yeah.
I think everyone will join in, you know.
Yeah, you know, you like all these protests that are going
Apart from
on.
the trolls would know, would they? They'd be like, what are we going to do? Where's everyone gone?
They'll have to go out and actually do something for a day for once.
No. But guys, so yeah, I just wanted to just wrap this up by just obviously saying I think you guys are great and you're doing something amazing with your platforms, and don't ever let that dampen your vibe. Keep up the good spirits. If there's anything, you know, you want people to know, if there's a message you want to send out there about the experiences you've been through, is there anything you'd want to say to add to what you've said already?
As in, what do you mean by that question?
Well,
sorry?
like, because you mentioned before, you had some experiences with racism.
Yeah.
You've had online abuse. Your friends have forwarded you things. It doesn't seem like you're the kind of person who it bothers much, but obviously everyone gets their own side of it. Is there anything that you wish that people would know more about social media so that they would understand you a bit more?
I would definitely say, like, if you are on social media, and especially if it's your job, try as much as possible to kind of divide the emotion from the work. I think I'm really emotional, and I've learned not to be so emotional with work, like get it done. But there's avenues and ways to just kind of block it out. You can block out comments. If you want, schedule your posts so you don't ever have to like go for your comments. Even if you have one of your friends or sisters or someone you trust that can reply to your comments, so you are interacting with your followers and not seeing the hate, and they can delete it. Whatever you need to do to, you know, maintain your mental health, then do it, because at the end of the day, you're the one that has to log in, you're the one that has to like deal with it afterwards. So
I respect that a lot, because we just spoke about how it's all about the execs, but what that is within your own control.
Yeah.
So we can't control what they're doing.
Yeah.
But if it's your job, so you got to do what you can do at the end of the day.
Exactly.
What about yourself? Which is anything you would say?
I think it's just so important if you're struggling to talk to someone. Basically, as I said earlier on, like, it's put me in a bad place in the past where I've not wanted to go online, I've not wanted to post, I've not wanted to work, I've not, you know, looked after myself. And you know yourself when things like you don't eat properly, don't drink properly, you're not, you know, that's when something I think really is affecting you. I think there's probably people out there now that are struggling, just need to talk to someone. There's always someone that's going to listen.
Yeah, there is.
In whatever way, you know. And I think really you bring this together, these podcasts, it's just showing people that they're not alone with this.
Yeah.
And that, Wayne, you know, you're getting just the same as abuse as I am and someone else is of, you know, so yeah, I think just talk to someone and there's someone that's going to listen.
100%. Makes you realise we're all going through the same things, but just in
We're
different
all
ways.
human, you know, at the end of the day, and we're all trying to get through life right now, especially.
During
And
COVID.
Yeah, tough times. I mean, you know, it's I think like Callum said, you know, this is a time to be together, not to, you know, to hurl abuse at people and this, that and the other, you know. But it's what it is.
Guys, thank you so much for coming on.
no worries,
Thank
thank
you for having me.